Hello everyone, we are back again with Dear Danny. Thank you so much for all your questions so far, please keep them coming. For those of you that don't know, I'm Danny Sonic Sørensen, and when I'm not coaching Astralis, I'm coaching your life. Dear Danny, I'm struggling to find a good balance between school and gaming. It's all I really want to do and I often stay up late, which I get in trouble for. How did you manage to do both things growing up? So I'm probably not the right person to ask this question because, just being honest, I was really not good at being in school and playing a lot of video games together. If I could go back in time, I was probably playing too much. You want to develop your talent, you want to develop yourself as a person and as a player when you play, but you reach a certain time of the day where you're not going to get that percentages of just playing those extra 2 hours. If you play for like 5-6 hours, that's where you are concentrated for most of the time, and that's where you gain more to your talent. If you keep playing, then you will obviously gain a little bit, but not enough that it will be critical for you to play that much. So if I could have stayed there in school for 2 hours more or have done my homework, I could have probably have developed my skills there. Develop my brain, getting some new knowledge, learning more about life. It's also about life experience. Me becoming a father helped me in terms of the whole coaching part of things. So doing something else with your life is also really important for you to develop as a person and definitely also as a player. Dear Danny, how do I network with people in the professional scene while playing to get better? That is actually one of the areas that I think that we are lacking as a community. Right now, I think there's only Face It, where you can actually develop yourself as a player and eventually end up in FPL, where you can play with the professional players. But I would love to see more like academy development, teams investing in talent. And here in Denmark, we are so privileged that schools are actually having esports on their schedule. So hopefully we can develop that into being able to, as a country, develop young players who are professional from the beginning into very good Counter-Strike players. But I think that's the only way you can do right now is to just grind through Face It and then work your way up. It also requires that you might find a couple of players that you will play with on a daily level, because if you just queue on your own, you are probably gonna have a hard time working your way all the way up. That's my take on it. Dear Danny, I sometimes find it really hard to keep my nerves under control when things get intense. What are your top tips for staying focused under pressure? Yeah, that's definitely a question for my man Sibix, but I will try and answer it as best as I can. I have a lot of experience, and what I've learned over the past 15 years that I've been playing competitive Counter-Strike is that if you try and see nerves and the whole thing about being anxious when you play as a negative thing, it will be your enemy, because it's always going to be there. It's always going to sit in the room or sit on your shoulder and talk to you. So for us, it's really important that we accept that we have nerves and then try to work with them in different ways. Obviously, for us, it's having nerves is part of the game, but you can minimize them by being prepared for the game, knowing what your opponents will do, and then accept the fact that look at your opponent. It's 5 guys as well who are most likely less prepared than you. You know that your game plan will definitely work, and also accept that the nerves are there in the beginning of the match, but as soon as you've played a couple of rounds, it will most likely fade away a little bit. But see more nerves as a friend that makes you focus, concentrated, but it's also a sign that you really want this. So use it as a tool to gain momentum and work your way out of it. That's it for today. See you guys next time. Please feel free to send me more questions on the hashtag Dear Danny. Then I'll make sure that it will be in the next episode. Take care, guys.